So you can see here on one black, we've narrowed in the fairway. Here on the left side, as the player plays the hole, we brought the fairway in anywhere from 10 to 15 yards. And we've done the same on the right. We added that right fairway bunker there, and roughly 10 to 20 yards of fairway there. Our thought is it's out of play for the majority of our regular customers, but should come into play as a landing zone area for the tournament next year. We removed a lot of pine trees between 9 black and 1 black as well. That really wasn't for a playability standpoint. It was more just to get the old pine trees, old Scotch pines out and bring some new trees in. So it'll be neat to see all the trees leaf out, green up, and kind of see what impact that has. You don't really visualize it now with all the leaves gone, but eventually I think that's going to make a nice impact. On 2 black here, the old black tee box used to sit up where you see that new grass growing in there. That was the old black tee. So we cut that tee box down, took the dirt, flipped it back here, and added about 30 yards. So now we're standing here on the new black tee box for 2, without a rangefinder in my hands, about a 30-yard increase in distance. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, these guys are so good and they hit the ball so far. It'll be interesting to see how 30 yards impacts their shot selection here, how it doesn't, if it brings that fairway bunker into play or not. We seeded this, it was actually last November, which is really not ideal for planting grass in Nebraska, but we used our old greens covers, so we seeded it and covered them right away with the old greens covers, and really we were hoping for maybe 25-30% germination. So we're extremely pleased with what we've got. And we can sit here now in April and we've got a stand of grass that we can work with, and density by the time the tournament comes around, and hopefully long before that, the density will be there and we're mowing it at regular heights. And so I was pretty hesitant to expect germination like this, but we're really pleased. Okay. We're ahead of where we could have been had we not taken a chance on covering them and seeding them last fall. But I would think these will be closed down yet for 4 to 6 weeks. Seems realistic. It really depends on the weather. If the soil temperatures get a little bit warmer and we can come in here and start seeding, we can get going. But 4 to 6 weeks after soil temperatures reach 55, I think we'll be good. This is 9 black. This tee box, if I'm not mistaken, was built when the golf course was originally built. But Sean came in and kind of rebuilt it and brought it back from a native area, and we're going to utilize it as a tee box for 9 black. And you can still see some of the construction is still going on. We removed the bridge from 8 black. Cart path now wraps around the green. Hopefully that improves the aesthetics of the hole. Cart path comes through the 2 complex on 9 black and wraps around here, and you can see that we're waiting on the bridge placement. Whenever it stops raining or dries up, then the crane will come in. We'll set that bridge in place. And the cart path will lead to that bridge. There'll be a roundabout there. Park your cart, walk across the footbridge, and then we'll have a path leading up to this tee box. And you get back out and you head back up 9 black. Of all the changes we made, this one probably is the most significant from a playability standpoint. I mean, it adds 70 plus yards to this hole, which tends to be a little bit into the wind in the summer and uphill. So it certainly makes this hole quite a bit more difficult. Something we did, and we can't really see it from here, but what we've also done up in the fairway, we brought the rough in on the right side. So we narrowed the fairway up on the right side, but we expanded the fairway at the dog leg on the left side. And the intention there was to prevent anyone from landing in the fairway on that right side and being stuck behind the trees. We figure if you're in the fairway, you should have a shot around those trees to the green. So that's going to be rough now, and compensate for what we removed out of the fairway. We've added it on the bend, and we're growing that in. That's a little bit behind where the tee boxes are. We didn't cover those areas. So those will be a little bit yet, but eventually that fairway will be pretty wide up there on the left. Here we are on 5 gray, and what we've done This is the new tee box here for 5 gray. This sits about where the old tee box, the old blue tee box for 7 gray used to sit. So we've added 30 plus yards to 5 gray. And then behind us here, and I'm not sure how well it stands out, but about 70 yards, give or take, from here is the new black tee for 7 gray. And we've taken the old blue tee for 7 gray and moved that to the west a little bit. It got a little tight in here trying to figure out how to configure this complex so you didn't have people teeing off with 7 gray over the heads of someone on 5 gray. You know, we're sheltering it with trees to some extent, but the reality is these 2 back tee boxes probably won't be in use simultaneously anytime other than the tournament. So outside of 9 black, outside of that change, this is probably the most significant too. It certainly adds length to 7 gray, and normally, predominantly, that's into the wind in the summer. 5 gray again. You know, if you can put a long iron or a mid iron in someone's hand on an approach shot into that green, with the way it slopes away from the golfer, you know, maybe that makes a difference. There isn't any one thing we did that's going to make a huge difference, but it's a bunch of little things. We'll see if we can't make a difference. And the reality is these guys are so good at striking the ball. If you've got a guy who's putting the ball in the fairway and putting the ball in the green, there's not a whole lot we can do. But we think we've made some changes here, and certainly if we aren't happy with the way the golf course performs this year from a competitive standpoint, there are other concepts or ideas we have in master plans that we could go and look at. But we'll get through this first year and evaluate, go from there. 2011, 2012, when we renovated gray, we placed those fairway bunkers with these tee boxes in mind. Again, a lot of the changes we made to the golf course this last fall were all part of a master plan that we put together long before there was any talk of a tournament. So those bunkers were installed in a position where they would still work with this new tee complex. So hoping that works. That was the plan. We'll see if it works out that way. But we're pretty happy with everything we did. Again, this is another tee box that was seeded in November, so to be sitting here this far along in the process after seeding in November, we're pretty happy with where we're at. Bottom line is this: these golfers are so good. I would be happy with someone in the mid-teens winning this tournament. Do I think that's realistic? Man, it's tough. You had guys last year that they'd go out and fire 59, and you know, it doesn't take a lot for any of these guys to come in and shoot 4 under for 3 or 4 days in a row, or 5 under, and you know, you put together a solid 67 3 days, 4 days in a row, and there's your 20 under. So me personally, I don't want to get too caught up in what the score is. If the golfers play the facility and it's fair, and it's challenging, and it's well maintained, and they're happy with the course when they leave, to me that's key. And the score, if it's really low and we can puff our chest out because the course held its own, then great. But to me, that's probably the second on the list of priorities. So the master plan, whenever you build a master plan, it's kind of all your dream projects. So there's projects on there that are pretty large in scope and scale, and whether or not those are things we choose to do or not, we'll see. You know, we'll see. I don't know. That'll be up to, you know, myself and James and the rest of the management team, and Bill and Brett. We'll obviously have a discussion at the end of the tournament and make some decisions based on that. And a lot of the changes don't even necessarily weigh in the effects of the tournament or not. So we may just want to make changes simply to provide a better golf course for the daily fee player too. That's the balance that we've had to strike here, and it's been difficult, but it's been fun, is trying to find a way to change the golf course that creates a more competitive environment for tour players, but doesn't alienate our regular play, and also you know, allows the regular play to enjoy it too. So finding that balance has been a challenge, but it's been unique and fun.